a Cox's biscuit. Trademark like the raps I come equipped with. On the go, rappers know that the 6'4" crooked eye resident is the man that they'll never be fresher than. Let's battle. My rhyme is supersonic like Seattle.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is another episode in my sort of Perfumer series, right? Like I've sort of gotten into making fragrances, and I said monthly I'm going to sort of do a journal and sort of talk about my progress. And I thought what I would do this month, if it would be cool, you know, for you guys maybe, is sort of just do a little bit of an unboxing of what I ordered this month. And obviously I already unboxed this. I couldn't wait to actually get the camera out because I got home late one night and it was waiting for me, so I decided to unbox it, but actually talk about everything I bought in the order with you guys. And this basically my sort of modus operandi now for this, you know, first couple months I've been doing this is every month I pick a different supplier and I place an order with them. Usually for about around 100, sometimes a little bit more dollars worth of materials. And this way I'm sort of learning what different suppliers have, the quality of their materials, and stuff like that. What I'm interested in, what I might be able to use, and I'm trying to switch off month after month, like get some synthetics and then get some naturals and then get some more synthetics. So this month I decided to get from a website called Perfumer's Supply Warehouse, which I'm going to link to in the description because I became really very friendly with the owner, who's really, really nice. Her name's Christine. She's active on like the perfume making group I'm on and Facebook and Base Note. And she's just really cool. So try to get you anything that she doesn't have. If you want a larger size, she'll try to make that happen. And so I told her I wanted to do this unboxing. She was cool with it. So I'm going to talk through what I got from Perfume Supply Warehouse, and of course I'll link to the site in the description, and we'll sort of go through what I got and why I chose it. So first, these were samples. You get 5 samples with every order, which is really cool. And this is something extra she sent me, so we'll talk about that later. First, we'll talk about what I actually bought. So the first thing, and I got 5 grams of all these things. The first thing, this is called Fixator 505E. And what this is basically, this is made by Firmenich, which is a chemical perfume manufacturer. There's like a bunch of huge ones, Robertet, IFF, Firmenich, that Givaudan, I believe it's called, I don't know how to pronounce it, that make these chemicals that perfumers use, and they release some of their stuff to the public, and some of their stuff they keep in-house for they're called captive molecules for their own perfumers. But this one, Fixator, is basically, it's a synthetic ambergris, and it's sort of used to give your blend some pop. You know, you add it to a fragrance, it might make your fragrance, it's called a fixative, and they sort of exist to make your fragrances last a little longer, seem a little bit more full-bodied, maybe project a little bit more. So I have a few of those. A lot of people gave really good reviews to Fixator, and so I decided to try that one. The reason why I get 5 grams of everything is because I really want to try it before I commit to buying a lot. And then I dilute everything, so, you know, 5 grams becomes almost, you know, I dilute everything 10%, so we're almost talking 50 grams. So it gives me enough to use and really learn about, and then if I like it, I can buy more down the road. The next thing I picked up is this Muscarone. This is already diluted down to 10%, so I don't know if I'll dilute that any further. I got to sort of see what it's about. But again, synthetic musk. I'm really enjoying playing around with synthetic musks. I haven't checked that one out yet, but it's gotten some really good reviews, so I decided to pick up 5 grams of that. This guy is called Animalis 1745. This is another synthetic musk, and I love this one. It is beastly. To me, it smells exactly like the musk that's in Koros. It really smells like Koros. If you like that skanky animalic musk, you'll love that. That one I'll definitely be diluting down at least to 10% because it's really, really strong and it gets really skanky. You know, the description was unwashed human hair, goat, stinky socks. I don't think it smells that bad. I just think it smells like a really funky musk, but I really enjoy that one. This is actually oak wood extract, and this is meant to sort of have like a whiskey Jack Daniels. You know how it's aged in oak, so this is like a boozy wood. And there's a couple fragrances I'm want to make that are going to have really boozy accords. Whiskey accord for one, amaretto accord for another, a rum accord for another, and I'm sort of trying to learn what I could use to make those accords. So this one, a lot of people said smells like Jack Daniel's, so I wanted to give that a try. This is Orris by, again, Givaudan. This is a synthetic Orris. So you guys probably know Orris is it makes an iris, and you see an iris note. In perfume, it's usually from Orris butter, which is what you have to get to really, if you're using natural Orris, is unbelievably expensive. So this is a synthetic version. Some people say this is the best synthetic Orris you could get, so I wanted to pick some of that up. This is PW X Factor. This one won't be diluted. This one you're supposed to add, it's almost, some people refer to it as the MSG of fragrances, and you're supposed to add up to 1 to 5% into your blend, basically. And again, it's sort of a fixative that gives it that wow factor. It smooths it out, makes it pop more, makes it last longer, makes it project more. I haven't used it yet, but again, got really, really good reviews. A little bit expensive because you're not diluting it down, but I'm excited to add it to some of my blends and see what happens. Then we've got Tabanon, and this was done by Symrise, which is another chemical company, and this is for tobacco accords. A lot of people say this is what gives like a tobacco accord, a sort of vanillic, spicy sweetness. If you just buy tobacco leaf and you're expecting, something the tobacco leaf to smell like tobacco vanille, that's not going to happen. Tobacco leaf is sweet, it's a little bit spicy, but if you want that sort of pipe tobacco vibe, you got to get it there yourself. And a lot of people say Tabanon is a really good way to start that process. So that was actually really expensive. In terms of material, 5 grams was like $18. But there's a couple fragrances where I'm going to need tobacco cords. One a pipe tobacco accord, and one I'm going to need a cheap cigar accord, a Philly blunt accord. So I figured that might get me there. And then the other thing I bought is this guy, and this is rum ether. And so this is meant to smell a little bit like rum. I believe there's actual like rum CO2s and stuff that are unbelievably hard to source, and if you can source them, they're really expensive. Sarah used some of it for Maxed Out, but she got it from this French supplier called Maine, I believe, M-A-N-E. But I haven't been able to get any of that, so I decided to get some rum ether, and I've only smelled this out. I haven't like put it on a strip yet. I've only smelled it out the vial, and no, it doesn't smell like rum so far to me, but we'll see. You really gotta test things before you know how they smell, and sometimes dilute them, and it can smell really different in the bottle than on a strip, and then when you dilute it down. So you really have to be thorough in the way you test a material before you can really evaluate it. Then I got some ambroxan crystals. Just show you what these look like. These are just straight up crystals, 5 grams. I really like adding either ambroxan or ISO-E Super to my fragrances. I've made many fragrances without ambroxan and ISO-E Super, and then remade them with ambroxan or ISO-E Super, and it just gives you more oomph to them. They just smell better. It's almost like salt in soup, right? You're not going, oh, this salt is so amazing when you have a bowl of soup, but if the salt isn't there, you're like, what the hell is wrong with this bowl of soup? It's kind of the way I look at fixatives in a way. And ambroxan is gorgeous. I don't think it's what's behind Sauvage by Dior's popularity, but it's really, really nice. Again, it is a synthetic ambergris, and it smells really, really good, and 5 grams should last me a decent amount of time. And then the other thing I picked up 5 grams of is ethyl maltol. And ethyl maltol, for those of you who don't know, is really meant to smell like caramelly, sugary, really sickly sweet. You really got to dilute this down. I'll probably dilute it down to 1%. So 5 grams should last me forever and a day. If you want to make, there's a lot of accords Jean-Claude Ellena sort of talks about in one of his books, like cotton candy and strawberry, and you need this for a lot of those because it gives you that like caramel sweetness. I've already made a cotton candy accord with ethyl maltol and vanillin, which is a synthetic vanilla. And so, just something I want to have on hand, like a lot of Isoe Super, a lot of Ambroxan. I decided to add a lot of ethyl maltol. So then I got to pick some samples. I'll show you what I got. I got this. This is a chocolate accord that was made exclusively for Perfume Supply House by Paul Kyler. You guys know I did a video on PK Perfumes, and this is amazing. This smells like Toll House cookies out of the oven. It's buttery, it's milk chocolatey, it's caramel, it's butterscotch. It's just ridiculous. Now I picked this up because there's a fragrance I want to make with a dark chocolate accord. I don't think this is going to be right because this is more milky chocolate. I think a lot of people would dilute this and make a fragrance out of this by itself. I know that for a fact, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous chocolate pre-made accord. I got this Alpha Iron, which is super expensive. It's like $45 for a couple grams, so I was happy to get a sample. And this is a violet sort of Orris Iris note. Alpha Iron, Alpha Ionanone are just these sort of violet berry orris root synthetics, and this is supposed to be the smoothest and best of those, so I have to give this one a try. I grabbed this. This is Bois de Lande by Robert Tett. It's actually a natural, and this is a natural cedarwood that's meant to smell like cedarwood and pine, and I think a little bit incensey. And Robert Tett, which is a manufacturer of fragrance, very fine manufacturer of fragrance ingredients, made that one, so wanted a sample of that. Benzaldehyde, very hard to get. It is, I believe, restricted if you want to buy large amounts of it for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. I guess you could do shenanigans with it, but I'm very interested in making an amaretto accord, and this is that bitter, that sort of sweet and bitter almond cherry smell that everyone told me I would need for an amaretto accord, so I was happy to get a sample of this. Unfortunately, to me, I don't know if it smells... Yeah, maybe I could work with this. To me, it smells more like cherry than almonds, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to do some magic perhaps to get it there. I have another idea for how to make amaretto, perhaps without this, but I'll definitely give it a try with this. Then you've got this. This is Clearwood by Firmenich also, and this is a synthetic, I'm pretty sure a synthetic wood, not that much. Oh no, actually, you know what this is? This is patchouli. This is a patchouli natural, I believe, where sort of the things that make patchouli smell funky and a little bit rubbery and skanky were taken out. So this is a really clean patchouli note. Haven't really indulged in this one much yet. And then the last thing I got, I requested 5, but I said if you don't have one, I'll take this as a 6th. And she sent me all 6, so super cool. Not a huge order. I think this was $100, a little bit under. And then I got this leather-based specialty, and this is insane. This is such a gorgeous leather. So I'm doing 2 fragrances where I need leather accords. One, I need like a slick, black, expensive Italian leather. And one, I need like a dirty, brown, beat-up leather, oily leather. And I think I can use this, maybe with a little bit of castoreum, perhaps, to get that dirty, brown, beat-up sort of porch leather. This just smells amazing, and it's super, super strong. And what I love about these is these are all probably, 1.5 to 2 ml, maybe with the exception of the Alpha Iron, which is just really expensive. But because I dilute these down, let's just say this is 1.7, I could get 17 mLs out of this. So this is just really, really cool. They're very generous samples, and you definitely can do more than just smell something. You can actually play around with it. And then Christine sent me, which is really cool, is she recreated this fragrance called Addiction, Eros. Actually, I think it's called Eros, by Aveda, which a lot of people really liked a long time ago. It's this green pine scent that Aveda used to make. I don't know very much about it, but I know that there's a lot of talk on boards about it, where they talk about discontinued fragrances. And, she asked me if she could send me this, and I said, absolutely. And I'm going to do a video on this on my channel a little bit down the road in a couple of weeks, and just sort of let you guys know if it's cool, if it's something you guys might want to check out, because she sells this on her website. So I thought it was really cool of her to send it to me, and I'm definitely going to be checking that one out and doing a video. So that's what I picked up this month. Next month I'm going to get some more naturals from White Lotus Aromatics. And then the month after that, some more synthetics. That's sort of what I'm doing. And I figured what I would do next month is maybe show you guys, you let me know which order you want this in. I'm going to do one video definitely where I show you sort of my collection of what I have so far, my little workspace. And then I definitely want to do a video where I show you guys what I'm working on and the ideas behind them. Now, I'm not going to show you what I actually plan on selling at some point. I want to keep those ideas hidden for the time being, just because I think that they're really good, and I just want to keep them secret because I'm not ready to move on any of them. Not even close. I thought I'd be a little bit closer, but I'm not. But what I do want to show you guys is sort of some of my experiments, because I think they're really good as well. I'm doing like a citrus fragrance and a rolling citrus fragrance. I'm doing a vetiver fragrance. I'm most happy so far with everything. I did a really good job making this apple, leather, and oud fragrance that's really good. A couple of my friends have smelled it and been like, yeah, I'd wear this. It's like apple, it's oud, it's leather, it's got a vanilla accord, a spicy vanilla accord that I made with clove and cinnamon, and real vanilla absolute. So I'm making a vetiver fragrance with yuzu and mint that's really nice. And what else is it? Oh, some cassis. So some cassis, some yuzu, some mint, that's a little bit of galbanum. That, you know, I'm definitely learning. I'm learning how to blend things. I'm learning how to dilute things. I'm learning how to measure everything out. So I think I'm making good progress. If there's something specific that you guys would like to see me talk about or do in this series, please do let me know. If you just want to see some more unboxings of materials I'm interested in, I'm cool with that as well. But I just sort of wanted to do this for you guys and to show you where I'm at, and you know, maybe there's some people who want to get into this too. And I certainly am not an expert, but I'm more than happy to help people with whatever knowledge I might have, because I know it's super daunting when you get into this. It really, really is. It's not easy. This is not something that you're going to do in a week or 2 weeks or 2 months, or some people tell you 2 years. You got to really practice. You got to spend a lot of time. You got to spend a lot of money. You got to be really thorough. So it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I'm running steady, and I'm pleased with where I am. But I got a lot of work to do. So thank you guys for letting me share some of this with you and let you know how it's going. And I'll be back later this week with more videos, and we'll talk again next month about this. And I'll show you guys my collection of materials and my workspace and stuff like that. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave any comments you have below. Check out Perfume Supply Warehouse. There's some really cool stuff. And I'll see you later this week with more videos. Guys, my name is obviously Maximilian.
I steal from the rich and squad with the good. Delete the list. Pace 1, I'm evil as Knievel is. I drop the bomb and leave your city people.